Welcome to Hot Topics in International Trade, brought to you by Bromiller Law Group and Bromiller Consulting Group. Hi, this is Bob Brewer with Bromiller Law Group and Bromiller Consulting Group. Welcome to the podcast. With me, once again, Victoria Holmes from the Dispatch in Washington, D.C. And this is the part 2 that I talked about where we were talking about the Strait of Hormuz. And your article, as I had mentioned in the previous podcast, won a Thought Leadership Award on Mondac.
Yay.
Spring of 2026. It's an interesting topic, isn't it?
It is. It's an interesting topic because it's so close to home.
Yep.
Because of how scary it is for all of us.
Yep.
And how immediately we're all being impacted. I was talking to my friend the other day, and he was like, gas hit $6 a barrel where he's at.
We're in California?
No, he was in Illinois.
Whoa.
He's in Illinois.
$6 a gallon in Illinois.
Yeah, and he was very, very mad. Yeah. Luckily, I live in D.C., and I don't drive in D.C. because as someone who grew up in Texas, I'm used to going very fast on the freeways and the highways.
Yep.
And so driving in D.C., there's no freeway or highway. It's all just streets, like when you're in, D.C., center.
Yeah.
And so I just take the metro, and let's see if my metro card goes up because of oil prices. I don't know. Actually, no, I think the metro, does it run on gas? Actually, I don't know. I wonder what the metro runs on, or DC Metro runs on.
I have to Google it.
I'll have to Google it too.
Yeah.
Now I'll have something to research.
There you go.
Fun fact.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, we left this, you and I were talking about basically a hurt that's been put on the global trade market. On top of that, I was talking about the misconception about the IRGC and how they're really not negotiating. They're it's just got a stranglehold, and they like that.
Yeah.
So I ask AI, that's what I said. Bob, your impression of the IRGC's calling the shots is pretty much correct.
Yeah.
They're exerting what they're called this outsized control over the decision making.
Mm-hmm.
So there's not even a proxy involved. It seems like they're just telling them this is what we're going to do. Because remember, before when somebody, I think it was the president, who stepped up to the mic and said something, they shut him down the next day, and they said that it's closed, it's not open. So that was kind of embarrassing. So I kind of I see who's calling the shots, and it's not him, and not him, not him. It's the IRGC.
It's interesting because I was reading an Axios report. People make fun of Axios, but I actually really like Axios.
Okay.
I was reading an Axios report, and at the very end, their kicker was Marco Rubio was saying how he doesn't know if a deal is ever going to be reached because some people within Iran are insane in the brain.
Well, that was what I was talking about in the other podcast.
Yeah.
To understand where they're coming from, it's been ingrained in their head since day one, since they were born.
Yeah.
Especially with the U.S.
Yeah.
To hate us,
You'll see some of those videos on YouTube of the kids saying, death to
Yes.
America. I'm like, is this real? Is this real?
It's an indoctrination you go through in life.
Yeah.
It's just, and we don't really get that, but we are the evil empire. According to them. So there is really no negotiation with the evil empire. It's what are we going to get out of it kind of thing.
Yeah.
As we mentioned in the previous podcast, it's the money that we want first, because that's what keeps us going. We need the money. So we're thinking at the same time, well, how long can we put a stranglehold on this and choke them, out of the finances that they need to operate? Well, that's questionable. Who else are we choking?
Yeah.
Well, I got a list of along of countries that it's choking.
Yeah.
So this has got to come to an end. You and I talked about that Freedom Project not working. So
One Day Freedom Project.
Yeah, One Day Freedom. And we're doing this part 2 on the same day. So put the date up on this one too, because we don't know as we sit here and we talk about this. It could have changed in the last 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Are we going to just pack up our toys and leave? We can't. We're too far down the road with this now. Everybody's got to come out of this with a win. Especially the Trump administration.
Yeah.
How is that going to be spun is the question. How do you spin this into a win?
Yeah.
Okay. We could get Hegseth up there again and tell us how we've devastated, the Navy and, all of that. Okay, that's great. But we have not yet proven that we've actually devastated them as far as the uranium enrichment is. Yeah. That's so deep underground, according to them, that we didn't really come close.
Yeah.
With these cluster bombs that dig deep. I don't know how many hundreds of feet they go, but mosquito bite.
Yeah.
Well, is that true? We could show that by satellite, the blasted areas out there, but that's the surface.
Yeah.
Send something down there a few hundred feet and show me how it's, we don't have that yet.
Yeah.
We'd actually have to find those caves.
Yeah.
Have you seen the videos of the caves with all the drones in it and stuff?
No.
Oh my God, yeah, it's extensive.
What is this from
This
the
is where,
Iranian?
yes.
They're okay.
They've
But
got
sometimes
everything
when they
stored.
release things, when their media releases things, I just don't.
It's going to be a little one-sided, of course.
Yeah.
But they want to put that on display.
Yeah.
I saw all these drones lined up against the wall or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, how many thousands and thousands of drones
I mean,
that
as
they would
someone who
have.
works in media, you can make a drone this big like this.
I've done it in commercials before.
That's what I'm saying.
I have.
Yeah.
But, the way that I look at it, where were those people in the very beginning who were students of this?
Who was advising
That's
the
what I'm saying.
administration
Exactly.
when this happened?
I know.
Yeah.
And it's this, those people needed to be in the room. And were they? I don't know. The only thing I've ever heard was Vance says, I don't think this is a very good idea.
Yeah.
I'll go along with you, Mr. President, support you 100%,
Yeah.
but I don't think it's a good idea.
Yeah.
At least he stood up and said that.
Well, but his whole thing has been no more wars. His whole thing, has been.
Well, Trump ran on that.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But the people that have said, wait a minute, I've got 3 decades of experience with this. And let me point out to you exactly why this won't work.
Yeah.
Exactly why. And
Yeah.
this would come up with what I'm looking at on this piece of paper with the IRGC.
Yeah.
You've got to get into their heads.
But it's also like, what information were they working off of? Because they bombed that girls' school.
Yeah.
And so, but the reason that they came out, if I remember correctly, is they bombed that girls' school because they were working off of old information that it was something else.
And even that's inexcusable.
Yeah. Yeah.
In today's technology, come on. We're supposed to exact a target
Yeah.
based on the science that's behind that missile.
It is weird to know, like, who was advising the administration when this was going on, and did they just decide? Because so Venezuela was, I guess, like, fairly successful, because we captured Maduro, and then
Yeah, I think, that was, that's exactly what happened.
they were trying to...
They talked about it at the
duplicate.
table and said, look what we did in Venezuela.
Yeah.
We could go in right now and we've got the intel. We're going to knock out 40 of them.
Yeah.
And this whole regime is just going to flip.
They did kill.
I know, but
the
regime. But
it didn't flip.
no, because somebody in the room should have said, let me tell you how this is going to go down.
Yeah.
They have layer upon layer upon layer of this. You could destroy, take out 40 of them, but it's not going to change the regime. Let me tell you why. Now, they did not know that his son was out walking around having a smoke or whatever.
Yeah.
But he got damaged.
Yeah.
We still haven't seen him.
Mm-hmm.
They say that he's got some plastic surgery that needs to happen, and he was hit, but survived.
Yeah.
So that's why he hasn't been shown publicly. I don't know if that's true or not,
Yeah.
but they're saying that's why. It
interesting.
doesn't matter. The IRGC's calling the shots anyway,
Yeah.
but they're to protect him.
Yeah.
That's their job.
Yeah. But it's also interesting, too, just like a quick mention of Venezuela, like while we were talking about the last one, we didn't mention Venezuela at all, but but we did mention like other possible oil,
Right.
Pipelines happening. And it's interesting to note that Venezuela is exporting like crude oil, like they're having those licenses being approved. I think Chevron is the one. Yeah. And so it's, so they're kind of filling the gap, but they're not going to completely, be the ones to, at the levels that the Strait of Hormuz was going through, like they're not going to be able to like completely export how much oil is.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, everybody's looking for alternatives at this point. Even India, when the LNG. Well, you can get it from us.
Yeah.
Well, you started all this.
Yeah.
I'm not so sure I want to buy anything from you right now.
Yeah.
I'm going to look elsewhere, but I've got a gap here to fill.
Yeah.
I mean, this is what this is about right now. Is all the alternatives to this, because the IRGC is using the Strait of Hormuz as leverage, not as a bargaining chip.
Yeah.
It is leverage.
Yeah.
Key operative word here.
Yeah.
And man, did we show them that they had leverage.
Yeah.
Now, they thought about this.
Yeah.
Of course.
But then my question, too, was, like, was this going to happen sooner or later? Was this ever going to be a bargaining? Do we just, like, expedite it with trying to prevent it? But in reality, we just made it, happen.
Well, the Saudis were on top of it years ago, like I said, when they built that East-West pipeline during the Iraq war. We got to get around this.
Yeah.
We don't somebody kneecap us.
Yeah. So we knew this was going to be an issue at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we didn't think about this. Now, I understand it came up in conversation about how they could possibly do this, and we just, we'll take care of that. Our military might.
Yeah.
Look what you're up against. And these mines that they have, they don't even know where the hell they are anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
They don't even know.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We've got like drones now that are underwater.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, of course. They're searching out for these mines now and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah.
We're trying to find a way out.
Mm-hmm.
How do we do this? Save face, call it a win,
Mm-hmm.
and then everything goes back to normal? That ain't happening.
Yeah.
Anytime soon. The damage is done.
Yeah.
It is done. And everybody's looking to not only an alternative from us at this point.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, China's coming out with a big win here, I think.
I don't know.
That's
where we disagree.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
where we disagree. But
Yeah.
well, give me your side of it, because really the way they're looking at it, I talked about the depletion in the other podcast of our military arms, and I'm also talking about how they would favor China over us as a partner, because we're not. You name it, trading partners, especially when you talk about in Asia. I mean, we've caused them some hardship.
I don't
we
think
trust
South
China.
Korea, Australia, or Japan are gonna favor China over the United States when it comes to, like, just in terms of like creating.
I think that some deals can be done now. Is what I'm saying.
I mean, deals, but not like favored. Like they're not gonna come out on top. Like I understand. Yeah, I understand where you're coming from. I'm just not impressed by like. I guess I would say I'm not at all confident in like China's ability to turn many things to their favor, like right now. I just don't see that. Like even though they show us everything that they have, the oil reserves, I just don't think.
Oh no! Wait, there was the secret stash too.
The secret stash, yeah. Who knows?
Yeah.
The only way I could see the secret stash actually being something that they would keep secret, like the amount of it being kept secret, instead of actually like displaying like their might, is if they actually had a very quick upper hand in invading Taiwan sooner rather than later. Otherwise, I just think it's just BS.
Oh, they have to really think about that based on what just happened this Strait of Hormuz.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's why I'm like I think
their trade would be shut down and their economy is not in any position right now. I saw a video the other day of this dude walking around Beijing, and he's saying the streets, they're empty.
Yeah.
I don't know where the people are.
Yeah, they're all Yeah.
Yeah,
well,
I'm like, wow, is this true?
Yeah.
I don't know. Help me out.
It's weird. It's weird. Yeah, because I was actually talking to someone the other day who was like a teacher, an American person who went to China and was like teaching in China, but they were like super China pilled, and so it was just kind of like, oh, I feel like you've been brainwashed by, and I was like, because we were talking on Discord, and I was like, oh, this was actually a couple months ago. Now that I forget that it's already May, but we were talking on Discord, and I was like, isn't Discord like banned in China? Like, how are you talking to us? Oh, I'm using a VPN. Oh, okay. Thank you, sir, for, ex-American going to China saying how great China is, and you're telling me you're using a VPN to talk to me?
Yeah.
Okay.
There is that.
Yeah.
There is that. I mean, heck, you're on a point system on a daily basis with all the cameras that are on you, doing everything from crossing the street where you could have them deducted if you didn't wait. Until the light turns green. I mean, there is that. You know, I get it. Now, I just think in the long run that I look at even that article I wrote with Canadian Prime Minister Carney, going to China now, and they've actually worked out a great deal.
Oh, have they?
Yeah, they're even opening up Canada to EVs. They've capped it. But yeah, would we ever do that? Oh my God. Have you seen some of the EVs coming out of China now?
No.
They would put oh my God, it's amazing. Oh yes. I'm talking even on the luxury line. You put $100,000 EV by Huawei, one of them, up there against our. No way.
Yeah.
No way. Blows us away as to what those cars come with.
I'll have to take a look into that.
Look at it. Just because that's why we won't let BYD in some of them, because they would just devastate the car market.
Interesting.
Yes.
Well,
I'm just saying. So there is that. There are a lot of benefits to going to bed with China on certain things.
Yeah.
The sharing of the technology. That's really not.
I wonder if these countries start making better deals with China, if that will delay their invasion of Taiwan.
Well, I think the reality is going to delay.
No, but I'm saying like how they're like posturing.
Well, there's other posturing by Japan right now.
Yeah.
And the Philippines and us and what we're putting on some of those islands that they haven't seen yet, and we're just like, don't do it, because that could be very devastating to their military as well to find out. Whoops.
Yeah.
There is that too.
Yeah.
Not just the economical things, but from a military standpoint, there's a lot of firepower that's waiting for them to make a move right now, and that's not good. Xi Jinping needs to shut. Look, when Trump, if he follows through with this meeting here in another week or so, I'm real curious as to how that's going to go.
Too, yeah.
Because this Strait of Hormuz is going to be number one topic. We need your help. but here's how we'd like to see it transform into, you know. And China may agree to certain things because they could step in now and end this.
Yeah. How would they end it?
Well, they've got total control, I think, over what Iran does.
Okay, I see.
You know, I mean, they were, 80% of their, you know, you will listen to us. You want the money, the IRGC, you know, we've got the bucks. Like, here, we can open this up. Let us negotiate on your behalf, sort of, with the United States. We need things from China. I mean, especially that article I wrote with rare earth minerals and stuff like that.
You won't get your shirts anymore if we don't, you know.
No, I'm going to still get AliExpress shirts. I just ordered 2 more yesterday.
Do you really?
Yeah, I like
funny.
it. But catch my video on that AliExpress, by the way, if you haven't already, because that, to me, that's huge.
Yeah.
That China, can actually still, I think, make inroads into the U.S. market. Nothing's going to change here as far as you and I are concerned about the negotiations with the IRGC. I don't see that. I don't see us handing over the billions of dollars to them. I don't see them handing over uranium enrichment to us.
Yeah.
I see that as a total roadblock.
Yeah.
Them even saying that we're not even going to talk about this for 30 days after you give us the money that we need to keep operating.
Did they say that? Or was
pretty much.
Yeah. Okay.
That's where we're at. I mean, you're talking to the IRGC. Yeah. Get those people in the room who know them, who know their mindset, who think like them, who could give you some direction. Yeah. We're out of time again,
We're out of time again. Oh, no.
Oh, my. We're not going to do a part 3 of this because, quite frankly, as we sit here right now, we don't know.
No.
We can walk out of this room and find out. Yeah. It's over.
Yeah.
And here's where we are.
I don't think that's going to happen.
I don't think it's going to happen. That's why I ended it this way. But appreciate you stopping by again. It's Victoria Holmes from the Dispatch in DC for. Bye, everybody.